Hi guys, okay, it's time for video diaries. I'm actually doing it a lot earlier today because why not just get it out of the way? I don't have to worry about it later. Talk about this week. I usually make notes, but I didn't make any notes, so everything's going off the top of my head. But let's talk about this week. Sunday, it was me and Tim, Matt and Sarah, and Matt and Peter, and of course Vane was around. We drank a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. A lot of beer. Of course, I came in here, did my diaries, and then went back and slept. Once I hit the bed, I passed out. It was nice just laying there with Timothy. Timothy and I have gotten a lot closer without having sex. I mean, yeah, we messed around. We messed around on Sunday and last Sunday, and he was supposed to come over last night, or we were supposed to have a little date thing last night, but that ended up falling through. But things with Timothy is going good. I don't know, really. I have mixed feelings about him. Like, I like him a lot. He's very sweet. We get each other. He's very laid back. However, I don't even know if I should be able to, or should say this because it's not my stuff, but there's something with him that concerns me. He was upfront about this issue, this topic, to me before our first date, or first time hanging out. And I'm not one to judge. And trying to figure out how to say this without giving too much information out, because it's not me, it's not my information to give out, but it's my diaries, and I do want to address the reason why I haven't really brought this with him to the next level, because I'm a little nervous. We've had messed around. I've always been safe with him. But I've never been with someone that is like this. And I'm not going to judge you because of it. But at the same time, yes, I know I'm contradicting myself. Like, I'm one to say, that's okay. If we're safe, it's fine. But it's just a greater risk, and it makes me really step back and think about it. I really like him, and I don't want this to interfere with our type of relationship that we have, or that's going to have. But I'm still nervous that it could affect me. I think it's definitely going to have to be sat down with and talked to if we bring this relationship any further than what it is. I don't want to give out too much information I probably already have, because it's not my information or a story to tell. So I'm just going to go ahead and step off of that conversation now, that topic. But I will have to sit down and talk to him about that. We've also had Peter this week. Peter is a friend of Kenny's from back home that they're not even friends, who has been talking to Matt all last week and decided to rent a car and come down. Peter seemed cool. He was alright for the first couple days. Then he became very almost annoying. Especially towards Monday, the next day. And even, I think it was Saturday when we went out, it's just like, me and Matt we have a thing. When I have money, he has money. When he has money, I have money. Not even money, but food and everything else. Like, we're ones who always share, especially with each other. And it was just left and right. He was like saying things about other people, and like he walked around his house like it was his house. And even to this day, he's still telling me to do things, but it's just, you have to understand that don't get mad because me and Matt have like a type of relationship. Just because you don't have this with anybody, I don't know if maybe you're a little jealous or not, or if you don't have this with anybody else, but he gets so mad because, like, you know, this past week I've been broke. So he was in here, like, I would bum cigarettes and food and stuff like that, and all he saw me was take, because I didn't have anything to give. But he doesn't see the other weeks or the other times. He just now met him for the first time on Saturday and was here till Wednesday. Or no, Thursday. He left on Thursday. He wasn't able to see how much I do give back. Like, I'm always sharing my money with Matt, cigarettes, food, whatever. That's just how we are. So it kind of just annoyed me. I can't say annoyed. Yeah, annoyed. It just got annoying. He also, when we went out Monday for the 4th of July, you know, we parked 2 miles from the beach and we were walking to the beach. You know, okay, cool. We took a cab back home. He was asking me for directions. First of all, I don't know the directions myself. I've been to the beach once before here. All I know is this is where the fireworks are going to be off. From what it looks like on maps, there's water across the street. So we go there. We point like directions to the beach. He's like, turn right here, turn left there. You have a TomTom. I gave you the address. Put it in there. Don't sit here and yell at me when I tell you to turn right 2 lights ahead, and you're like, don't understand that. Or like, I'm like, you need to turn left here, and then you go through it, and then you're like, where do I turn? I'm like, right there. He's like, well, why didn't you tell me? I did. No, you didn't. Like, you're gonna sit here and yell at me about these directions, me not giving it to you or giving it to you. And it's like when we were driving home on Wednesday from Pulse, when we went to Pulse, Zach said, you need to turn left here. First of all, he wasn't even in the turn lane before we got up to the light, and then here it is, the light's green, or the right light is like a blinking turn light, and he turns and there's a car right there, or red or whatever. Like, the car is coming, pretty much he goes, and you know, that even freaked me out. He's a terrible driver, and he's gonna yell at me. I understand you were stressed because you wanted to be in the house and you're not going to. Not that you're not going to, but Zach doesn't want anybody in the house in a relationship. We've had that with Vane and Kenny. We've had that with Taylor and Adam. This happened before, and it's a problem. Okay? When the boys break up, you have to still live with them. And I'm kind of glad he didn't get in the house or didn't apply for the house or whatever, because, I mean, honestly, I can see him taking over Matt and our relationship that Matt and I have. And when I say relationship, I don't mean like boyfriend type things, just friends. I believe everyone has a relationship, if it's a good one or a bad. Just knowing someone is a type of relationship. So that's what I mean by relationship. But like, I guess I'm a little jealous that, Matt and I spend so much time together, and then here comes along Peter that they just met and they spent so much time. But besides that, if they got in the house, their relationship will end up breaking. Right now, they're already fighting and arguing. But that's not my business, my stuff. So I've noticed this whole diary has been not about me, but just my little 2 cents on certain things. So I'm glad he was here. He was nice to have for a few days. Someone new around the house. I know Matt loved having him here. Matt was smiling the whole entire time. He's never been this happy. But, he's too paranoid about things. He gets annoying at times. He, don't understand certain things. And he's very jealous and controlling. When we were at Pulse in Orlando on Wednesday night, there was a guy that bumped into him on accident. And then he turns around, grabs the guy, makes the guy turn around and sees him and be like, he's like, bro, you just need to watch where you go. You just bumped into me or something like that. Or he didn't say bro. But he was really rude about it. You're at a bar, a crowded bar, standing in the walkway. You're going to get run into. You're going to get hit. It happens, okay? Maybe not in Connecticut when there's 3 people at the bar because it's BFB. But down here where you have a little bit bigger, as he said, Pulse was huge. Pulse isn't that huge. You just gotta cool your temper sometimes. So, whatever. But the bar was fun. I was broke, so I didn't get to drink. But I saw Bryson, which I haven't seen in a few years. He used to be he started off a dancer there in 06. And then now he's a manager there. So it's really great that he's moved up in his life and got things going. He's such a cutie. And it was good talking to him for a little bit. I got to saw Kaya. If you remember Kaya was a black drag queen that I ended up having sex with. Who was a friend of me back when I lived in Orlando. I didn't get to talk to her, but she was there and she performed. She did a bunch of Britney numbers. But that was good. That was cool. What else happened this week? Got to see Kevin on last Saturday. I forgot to mention that. But I got to see Kevin. I said hi to him and whatnot. He's doing good. Matt has been around not so straight Matt or XCBL manager Matt or XCBL Matt, whatever you want to call him. And he's been around quite a few. He was here last Saturday and Sunday and Monday, which was his 3 days. And then he showed up, or he stayed the night. And then he showed up the past 2 days here, but didn't stay the night. And it's getting on my nerves so much. I mean, yeah, we went to the bar last night. I can understand. It's a straight bar. Okay, it's a straight bar. I understand that how do I explain this? Okay, he was all like, and he's done this to me before. You gotta act straight, you gotta look straight, you'll get killed, blah, blah, blah. I've been into many straight bars. A lot of times, they don't care. Straight guys really don't care if you're gay. Most of them. At least in my experience. When I go out and stuff, a lot of straight guys, they just don't care as long as you don't hit on them. Okay? And he was just going left and right about oh, you guys are acting gay, blah, blah, blah. Because we were acting straight, and then we had people coming up to us, we were talking to girls, and, a couple of them, knew we were. I mean, obviously, Matt's wearing all white, and my walk is like Tyra Banks, okay? It moves, it shakes more than an earthquake, put it that way. My ass when I walk. Anyways, most people don't care. The only person that cared in that bar was Matt. And I think it really has to do with, you know, him having messed around beforehand with Alexi and had Josh do whatever Josh did or whatever the story. I've heard so many different stories. I think it has to do with he thinks, well, someone else sees that he's hanging out with gay people, they're going to automatically assume that he's gay. And he doesn't want that, especially out in public. So it was more like him being more like being really conscious of self-conscious about himself than everybody else, which really got on my nerves. And then of course I started drinking a little bit, and he turned around on the way home. I found out why really later, but he turns around and we're talking, saying, because me and Matt, we were like, well, we weren't the only straight guys or gay guys there, and we weren't. Even the bartender said it, okay? And then Matt turns around and he goes, why do all gay guys think that all straight guys that are hot why do all gay guys think that straight guys are hot? We don't. We just think you're gay. In fact, we know you're gay. We have it on camera. We have pictures. But we don't. We don't think that every straight guy is gay. So when he was saying things like that and like telling us, oh, you were not gay or you were not straight, it's not like a straight and gay thing. It's more of you being self-conscious about yourself. Just because you hang out with gay guys doesn't mean you're gay, but because you had a dick in your ass, that means you're gay. Yes. So in all reality, just because you may fuck pussy now doesn't mean that a dick wasn't up your ass. Anyways. But we had a lot of fun last night besides Matty. And of course he wanted to say, he's like, I don't care, I don't care what Zach says, I'm going to stay the night. I'm like, no, your 3 days are up, you cannot stay another night. And then at this point, I was so mad at him, I was like, he's like, wanting to come in, he's like, oh, is there any goulash? I made goulash for everyone. He's like, is there any goulash left? I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, so you're coming in? Blah blah blah. And then I gave him like a really, really big attitude right before we left. Matt's drunk and on the phone with Peter, bitching at him for their little mishap, whatever, right now. And I turn around and it's like, oh, well, Sarah, are you coming in? If not, give me a hug now. I gave him and I didn't even give her a hug. I just turned around and walked to the door, shut the door behind me. Another thing pissed me off because Sarah, okay, Matt says he's straight. Sarah, his girlfriend, has been saying nothing today, but like, I want to have sex, I want to have sex, I want to have sex. She's been able to have sex because she's been on her period, and Matt hasn't given it to her because she was on her period. Now she's off of her period, she wants Matt's dick, but Matt is not giving it to her. If you're a straight guy, any fucking straight guy went and hit that, okay? So don't sit here and pretend like you're this like big straight guy that's like all big and manly when honestly you're not. And you're not even that flattering, okay? You're okay, but you're not the best looking. And that's coming from me, who I'm not the best looking either. But if I say that, and I have a wide range of guys, don't get me wrong, yeah, I would have messed around with him. But now his personality is getting to the point where I wouldn't do anything with him. To the point where I don't even want to hang out with them. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. What else has happened this week? I know I had made some goals this week. And I haven't achieved any of them. And I don't know really what's going on with me with that. I had chance on Friday, but I have to fill out an application, and it only takes like a few minutes to do, but I don't even know what to really say, because it's my fault that I haven't done it, it's my fault that I haven't did anything, and it's only hurting myself. Like, I could go right after this podcast and go fill it out and go on the interview on Tuesday. But it's just, I don't know if I don't really want this job, if I know I'm not. I have a feeling that I know I'm not that good for this job. It's not even the job I want, but here I am not making any progress of getting any job. At least get out there to do the interview, to get ready for another interview. But, like, for some reason, I'm not doing it. I have no one to blame but myself. And here it comes on Tuesday when we're going to do the podcast, and Zach's going to ask me, so you made some goals. What happened? And I'm going to have to sit there and be like, I didn't go, I didn't do it. I was lazy fuck. I did absolutely nothing. And I keep sitting here and I say, well, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I do want to do this. I need to do this. But I don't do it. And it's just because I'm starting to get lazy. I mean, it is what it is. And I have to blame not only myself, but like the way that I was raised. I've always had to have someone behind me pushing me, saying, do this, do that, you need to get out here. Now that, you know, when I was up home, my parents always kept pushing me to get out a job. Go get a job, go fill out application here, there. And like, I would get so mad at them always telling me every day and to just leave me alone that I would do it. But now here I am, I have no one pushing me, and I'm not doing it. So, being raised and always being like, I got whatever I wanted, I did whatever I want, kind of spoiled me to the point where now here I am, and I don't want to do it. And that's also just me, myself, but, I finally finalized everything for my trip home except for my rental car, which I got an email today from someone that's going to help me with some of it, so that's good. And so everything's booked. Looks like I will be going up to Michigan on Wednesday the 3rd, and then coming back Sunday the 7th. I will have chat on the 7th. I probably will be a late one. I'll probably end up having a late one. However, Sunday's going to suck because my plane leaves at like 10 o'clock in the afternoon. However, the day before was my family reunion, which is in Glenny. Look at it this way. Here, this is Michigan. Okay, I live right here, Detroit. This is where the plane's dropping me off, and this is where I get on the plane. Well, this is where we live. I would be spending Wednesday and Thursday down here. However, our family reunion is all the way up here. It's about right here. And that's where I will be Friday and Saturday night. Now, that's like that's like 3 hours from Berkeley. No, 3 hours to get to my grandma's. It's about 3.5 hours to get to there. This is another hour away from where we, because my parents moved. So it's probably about 4 hours. Maybe a little bit longer. My plane leaves at 10 something on the way home. But you gotta be there early. You can't just show up and run to your thing. You have to be there like at least an hour early. So 10 is now 9 o'clock. 5 hours from 9 o'clock, that means I'm leaving Glenny at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's straight through. That's not going to return the car. That's not going back home. That's not stopping. That's straight through. So I think Saturday I'll probably go to my family reunion, or do the fish fry and everything on Friday, even though I don't eat fish, but it's still to go. Spend the night Friday night, do the tubing in the morning, do the whole family reunion with everyone at the house, and then later on I think that night I'm probably gonna have to just turn around and come home and spend the night home in Michigan or down in the Detroit area. Of course, then I can go out Saturday night. I mean, that'd be cool. What is it? Oh yeah, Saturday, the brand new bar. Ice and Backstreet both opened up, and get to see my friends. Maybe I'll do that instead of hanging out Thursday night with my gay friends. I'll do it Saturday night. I think I might do that. But anyways, yeah. So it'll be fun. I can't wait to go see them all. Yeah, I've been talking to my mom and my dad lately, and my brother, and my cousins, and my friends, and I just can't wait. I'm so used to having my surrounded group of people as of my friends, like my straight friends. So, like, when I went out to the bar last night, it was a straight bar, but I really wasn't myself. The first part of, I was, like, acting straight, which I can act a little straight when I needed to, but later on I just got really gay, and I'm used to just being myself when I go out to the straight bars and knowing everyone, dancing up all the girls. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and let this diary close. Thank you for listening to me. I'll let you know how things go with Timothy. Kind of glad that Peter's gone. Hopefully he'll stop calling me to go tell Matt this or Matt that or whatever. Matt is not my problem. Matt is not my issue. Okay? Don't call me and be rude. Ask me to do something and then be rude to me and hang up on me. Anyways. I'll let you guys go. I'll talk to you later. Have a great week. Mwah. Keep an eye on the cameras. You never know what's going to happen. Bye.